Well, this is Oracle stepping up to become title partner, so it'll become Oracle Red Bull Racing, which is tremendously exciting because we get to utilize the suite of tools and specialist services that Oracle have. They're going to help us trackside. It's going to help us, with our fan engagement program. It's going to help us, with all aspects of what we do, and of course the new powertrains, business as well. So we're delighted with this partnership and really excited for what it brings, particularly for the fans and the experience we'll be able to offer.
We've had a tremendous experience with the team over the past year, and what we were really focused on is learning and trying to understand all of the ways that a Formula One team needs the best technology to win on the track and to win in their business, and so they can be efficient and effective. So using our cloud infrastructure platform, the team has been able to run literally billions of simulations for every race weekend to explore the optimal strategy based on what's unique about that race. So it's been great, and we're looking to enhance that even more going forward by adding a number of really interesting machine learning and AI projects to try and automate things that previously were pretty manual.
Well, data is our lifeblood. So, technically being able to tap into all the tools that Ariel's just mentioned, is of tremendous value for us as we're a data-hungry, business, but also for our fans to be able to provide, a better platform, a better experience. It's going to be, fantastic for us and something we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, this paddock experience is great, and I highly encourage those of you who haven't signed up already to go check it out because it's a great place to be able to get really unique content, gear, and experiences. And we're going to be adding more and more personalization and some special things that you're just going to have to check out to see.
I think 2021 will go down in history of one of the all-time great years. I mean, I can't remember a year like that in Formula One where it was so close between the two drivers from the very first race to the very last. The challenge is now to build on that. Now we have that number one on the car, is to keep it on the car and defend that title, with Max, which with a brand new set of regulations is going to be, incredibly difficult. We've got massive, competition out there, but, motivation is sky high and we're riding on the crest of a wave from last year. Well, you can always learn. You're always improving. You can always learn from previous experience. But of course, with a complete new set of regulations, it's going to be all about the development, how quickly, the teams get on top of this set of new regulations. The biggest regulation change for probably, 30 to 40 years in Formula One. So development's going to be thick and fast. And of course, with the cost cap, it's got to be efficient. Well, we're aiming very much to build on what we achieved last year. So the target is to try and obviously retain the title. And the big unknown is, have we missed something with these regulations? Has another team stolen a march because of the focus and effort that went into 2021? We believe we've got a good car. RB18 is, coming to life. And seeing it, today is fantastic. So it's a culmination of a huge effort from the team and, looking forward to seeing it out on the track in anger. Because with a new regulation change, the whole philosophy of the regulations has altered from last year. So that means that every single component is brand new this year. And, with it being a ground effect car, with it being designed to make overtaking hopefully easier, the cars easier to follow each other, that's changed the whole philosophy of how we design these cars. So it's a steep learning curve. It's steep for everyone. And it's a race of development between first race and the last race. Well, it grew throughout last year. And you saw the culmination of that in the teamwork in the latter races, particularly in Abu Dhabi. And, Checo in his first year, winning that race in Azerbaijan, other podiums. He's going to be, stronger and taking a step up, I'm sure, in 2022. And for Max, I mean, he was just phenomenal last year and an outstanding season for him. He dominated the amount of laps led, 10 Grand Prix victories and, of course, the World Championship. So his confidence is going to be sky high and looking to build on those performances in 2022.
You must have been massively proud of them last year. You can kind of feel that sometimes with you three together. You can see how proud you are watching on.
Well, I think the most important thing was we really worked strongly as a team, and to see the two drivers working and supporting each other, to see the strength and depth that we have in the team, the way that they coped, through the pandemic, to continue to develop, the car the way that we did, and to deal with the challenges that we faced last year has really galvanized the team. And I think that we go into 2022 in great shape and are looking forward to, the season ahead.
I'm just looking forward to get back in the car and start driving it, to see how everything is handling. But I had a good bit of time off and recharge to go driving again.
It was an intense season, getting up to speed with a new team, especially the team that was fighting for the championship since race one. So there really no time for any adaptation. It was straight into it. It was really challenging, but very enjoyable. We gave it all until the very last lap of the season.
Well, a lot is unknown about the car. So personally, I feel good. I mean, what is important is that you prepare yourself in the best way possible physically. But in terms of the car, you don't know. So that's why I think I'm also very curious to see how the car is behaving on track.
Feels like we were in Abu Dhabi yesterday, but in the other hand, I'm so excited to start a new season. We're already working a lot with the engineers, and we just cannot wait to be on track, with these new cars. We're starting from zero, all of us.
No, I mean, I just do what I do all the time. I think there is no reason to suddenly be different. Of course, as a driver now with the new regulations, you have to, get used to the car. It's not like you just jump in and it's just an upgrade from last year. So that is going to be the biggest adaptation. But the rest, I think it's pretty straightforward.
I think just to be back to normal things, to have more interaction with the fans, be able to feel more their support, and that's something I'm definitely looking forward to. With Formula One, we've been so restricted in the last couple of years, so looking forward to that. And most of the races, the fans, Formula One is growing so much around the world that I'm looking forward to all of them, really.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's definitely one of the highlights for me in the season. Looking forward to see what we can do there again. Hopefully they will be just as crazy as they were last year. But also, like new Grand Prix coming on the calendar, always very interesting. Miami. Let's see how that is going to turn out.
To good racing, these new regulations are set to improve the racing, and I really hope that for us as drivers, we are able to compete more during the race, to be able to follow each other a lot closely, and for the fans, that we can give them great entertainment, great racing, and that will be really nice.
Just getting to know the car, to be honest, because I really don't know how it's going to feel like. So I'm really looking forward to that first moment when you drive out of the pit lane and you do your first few laps.
Well, the biggest change obviously is from a regulatory point of view. The car is a lot cleaner. There's not all the added bits that were on last year's car. And the whole concept of this car is to try and promote overtaking and close racing. So it's a new concept, it's a new philosophy, and it's a clean sheet of paper for every single team.
I think it takes a bit of a while until you are 100% with it. I think, we have a massive change of regulations with the tires as well. They're going to be different. The racing, apparently we're going to be able to follow it closely. So there's a lot of things that we as a driver have to learn as a team. So definitely very interesting, these new regulations.
Well, because it's new regulations, it's going to evolve very, very quickly. I mean, I think by the time we get to the first race, the car's not going to look very much like this. And I think the evolution will be very, very quick as we progress through the season.
For me, actually, the biggest thing is just the view in the cockpit with these big tires. Like, to hit an apex in some tight corners is a bit more difficult. The driving, I mean, it just feels like the car has a bit less grip, but you will get used to that. That's why we have the practice days. You can get used to the sliding and locking and stuff like that. But I think, it should be fine. It's just getting a bit more used to the view.
Well, look, it's always exciting to go racing again. I mean, 2021 was such a massive year for us, but it's been flat out ever since, with this new car. And it's always exciting the start of a new season to see, where do we fare compared to our competitors. It seems like only yesterday since I last saw them, but hopefully they've sobered up after the end of last year and a good Christmas and New Year. So they're looking fit and strong, so that's important.
Well, it's been a very unusual process, this one. It's a huge regulation change, biggest one we've had since 1983 when the Venturi cars were banned and flat bottom cars introduced. So the aerodynamic changes which lead as a representation to this are designed to help overtaking. So the theory is that if you create a shape where as the downforce is produced, that always kind of produces upwash at the back of the car, so you get this kind of rooster tail coming up at the back. If that then backfills or side fills from underneath, then the weight from the car goes above the car that's following it. So therefore the car behind keeps its downforce much better than it does currently.
What they wanted to do is clearly to generate the downforce from the ground compared to before was generated by the ground, but also mainly by the front wing, rear wing, and the bodywork. It will affect for sure the ride of the car, the mechanical grip, and for sure the drag of the car. Because this generation of downforce is quite efficient, then this type of car should be a lot quicker on the straight at ISO level of downforce.
Well, the nose box is certainly longer, so wherever you put your split for front of chassis into the structure at the front, that structure has got a lot longer, the overhang is greater. The thinking is, road relevance is that majority of road cars now have relatively big wheels, but they also come with pretty low profile tyres. We've come up on the wheel size to 18 inches as a line in the sand. It's certainly put a bit of weight onto the car.
Yeah.
The tyre is bigger overall, so it has a fairly significant aerodynamic effect. And then you've got the characteristics of the big tyre to try and understand as well. We'd all sort of got reasonable knowledge of last year's ones. It's a bit of a new drawing board for us, isn't it?